あなたのその口は、災いを招くためにあるのではありません。幸福を呼び込むためにあるのです。今日、ただいまのこの瞬間から、気に入らない相手や、腹の立つ出来事に、いちいち言い返すのをやめてみなさい。その代わりに、私がこれから授けるたった一つの言葉を、ただひたすらに、心の中で反復するのです。それだけで、あなたの人生を取り巻くよどんだ空気は一掃され、驚くような幸運が、向こうから雪崩を打って押し寄せてくることになるでしょう。はっきりと申し上げましょう。あなたが苦しいのは、世の中が悪いからではありません。あの人が悪いからでもありません。運が悪いからでもないのです。あなたが、自分に向けられた毒矢を、わざわざご自身の手で拾い上げ、あろうことかご自分の胸に突き刺しているからなのです。今日、私はあなたに、最強の盾と、最強の剣をお授けします。それは、目に見える道具ではありません。あなたの心一つで扱える、宇宙の法則にのっとった、絶対的な真理です。どうぞ、心して聞いてください。あなたは、誰かに理不尽なことを言われたとき、あるいはご自身の正義に反することを見聞きしたとき、どのようになさっているでしょうか。カッとなって、とっさに言い返してはいないでしょうか。それは違います。あなたがおかしい、ふざけないでくださいと、相手の言葉尻を捕まえて、ご自身の正当性を主張しようとしてはいないでしょうか。あるいは、お立場上言い返せないとしても、腹の内で煮えくり返るような怒りを抱え、いつか見ていろと呪いの言葉を反芻してはいないでしょうか。私が長年、多くの人間を見てきて確信していることがございます。不幸な方、病弱な方、運に見放された方に共通しているのは、この反応の仕方を間違えていらっしゃるということです。彼らは、外部からの刺激に対して、あまりにも無防備に、あまりにも反射的に、心を動揺させてしまっています。まるで、風に吹かれればなびく枯れ草のように、他人の言葉一つで、ご自身の機嫌を、ご自身の人生の操縦感を、相手に明け渡してしまっているのです。いいですか。よくお聞きなさい。他人があなたに投げつける悪口、批判、嫌味、怒り、これらはすべて、相手の心の中にあるゴミなのです。相手が自分の心で処理しきれなくなった毒素を、口という灰出口を使って、外に撒き散らしているに過ぎません。あなたがそれに言い返すということは、相手が吐き出したそのゴミを、真正面から両手で受け止め、これは私のものですと言って抱きしめているのと同じことなのです。汚いものを投げつけられて、わざわざ拾いに行く愚かな人がどこにおりましょうか。ですが、あなたはそれをなさっているのです。言い返すという行為は、相手と同じ土俵に降りるということです。相手が泥の中にいるからといって、なぜあなたまで泥の中に飛び込んで、取っ組み合いをする必要があるのでしょうか。そのようなことをすれば、あなたの尊い魂もまた、泥まみれになるだけではありませんか。言い返して勝ったとして、何が残るでしょうか。相手を論破して、一時的な優越感に浸ったとして、その後味はいかがですか。決して爽やかなものではありますまい。むしろ、興奮した神経が静まらず、家に帰ってもイライラが続き、大切なご家族に八つ当たりをしてしまったり、お酒に逃げたり、眠れぬ夜を過ごしたりするのが関の山です。それはつまり、相手の毒が、あなたの体の中に回り、あなたの細胞を、血液を、内臓を、痛めつけている証拠なのです。怒りや憎しみという感情は、猛毒を持った蛇のようなものです。それを懐に入れたままにしておけば、噛まれるのは相手ではありません。あなたご自身なのですよ。ですから、今日から誓っていただきたいのです。私はもう、決して言い返さないと。これは、泣き寝入りをしなさいと言っているのではありません。弱気になりなさいと言っているのでもないのです。逆です。言い返さないことこそが、最強の強さなのです。嵐が来ても動じない大木のような、何者にも汚されないダイヤモンドのような、圧倒的な強さを持つということです。相手が何を言おうと、何をしようと、あなたの心の平穏という聖域には、指一本触れさせない。その気高いプライドを持つということなのです。では、具体的にどうすればよいのでしょうか。ここからが肝心です。ただ我慢して黙っているだけでは、 腹の内に毒がたまる一方です。それでは意味がありません。重要なのは、言い返さない瞬間に、あなたの心の中で何をするかなのです。嫌なことを言われた瞬間、カッとなりそうになったその刹那、まずはぐっと息を飲み込むのです。言葉を飲み込むのではありません。宇宙の無限の力を飲み込むつもりで、下腹、へその下の丹田と呼ばれる場所に力を込めるのです。肛門をキュッと引き締め、肩の力を抜いてください。この姿勢を作った上で、言い返したい言葉の代わりに、私がこれから申し上げる魔法の言葉を、心の中で、強く、強く、何度でも反復するのです。その言葉とは、ありがとうございますです。あるいは、私は強い。私は力だです。拍子抜けされましたか。ですが、この単純な言葉の反復こそが、あなたの潜在意識を書き換え、運命を劇的に変える鍵なのです。なぜありがとうございますなのか。あなたに悪意を向けてくる相手に感謝などできるわけがない。そう思われるでしょう。ですが、視点を変えてみるのです。その相手は、あなたの心の強さを試すために現れた試験官なのだと。あるいはあなたの魂を磨くための砥石なのだと。あなたがその挑発に乗らず、泰然自若としていられるかどうか、天がその人物を使って試しているのです。ですから、心の中でこうつぶやくのです。あなたはそうやって私を怒らせようとしますが、私はその手には乗りませんよ。私の心は、そんな安っぽい言葉で揺らぐほど軽くはないのです。私の魂を鍛える機会をくれて、ありがとうございますと、声に出して言う必要はありません。相手に聞こえるように言うと、皮肉に聞こえて火に油を注ぐこともあるでしょう。ですが、心の中は自由です。心の中は、あなただけの王国です。その王国で、あなたは王として振る舞うのです。相手がわめき散らしているその前で、涼しい顔をして、心の中でありがとう、ありがとう、ありがとうと、黄金の光のような言葉を降らせるのです。するとどうなるでしょうか。不思議なことに、相手の言葉が、意味を持たないただの音に変わります。意味のない雑音として、あなたの体をすり抜け、後ろへと消えていくのです。あなたの心には、何の傷も残りません。むしろ、自分は感情をコントロールできたという自信が生まれ、力が湧いてくるのを感じるはずです。そして、もう一つの言葉、私は強い。私は力だ。これもまた、強烈な効果を持ちます。人間は、言葉によって作られています。普段、あなたが心の中で無意識につぶやいている言葉が、あなたの性格を作り、体質を作り、運命を作っているのです。もし、腹が立つあの人は許せない自分は惨めだという言葉ばかりを反復していれば、あなたの人生はその通り、腹の立つ、許せない、惨めなものになってしまいます。ですから、強制的に上書きをするのです。不快な刺激を受けたその瞬間こそが、チャンスなのです。心というレコード盤に、他人の手によって汚い傷をつけられる前に、自らの意志で、力強い、肯定的な溝を刻み込むのです。お前が何を言おうと、私は強い、私は光です、私は勇気です、私は健康です、私は運がいいのです。そうやって、肯定的な言葉の乱れ打ちを食らわせるのです。想像してみてください。泥水をかけられそうになったとき、泥をかけ返しても、あなたが汚れるだけです。ですが、あなたが内側から清らかな水を、ものすごい勢いで噴出させていたらどうでしょう。泥水は、あなたに触れることすらできず、弾き飛ばされてしまうでしょう。この内側から噴出させる清らかな水こそが、良い言葉の反復なのです。もっと深く説明いたしましょう。なぜ私がこれほどまでに言葉と沈黙にこだわるのか。それは、あなたの命の力を漏らさないためです。人間が最もエネルギーを消耗するのはいつかご存知ですか。重い荷物を持った時ではありません。長い距離を走った時でもありません。感情が乱れた時です。特に、怒りや憎しみといった否定的な感情が爆発した時、あるいはそれを必死に抑え込もうと葛藤している時、あなたの生命エネルギーは、底の抜けたバケツから水が流れ出るように、凄まじい勢いで失われているのです。言い返す。というのは、その貴重なエネルギーを、 相手に向かって投げつける行為です。相手もまた、あなたにエネルギーをぶつけてきます。これは互いの命を削り合う、最も愚かな消耗戦です。戦いが終わった後、どっと疲れが出るのはそのためです。その疲れは、単なる肉体疲労ではありません。魂の疲労です。寿命を縮めているのですよ。ですが、ここで言い返さず、ぐっと丹田に力を込め、心の中で私は強いと唱えたらどうなるでしょうか。本来、外に向かって放出し、浪費されるはずだったその強大なエネルギーが、あなたの体の内側に止まることになります。行き場を失ったエネルギーは、熱となり、力となり、あなたの腹の底に蓄積されます。これが胆力です。昔の偉人たちが、なぜあんなにも堂々として、ちょっとやそっとのことでは動じなかったのか。彼らは、無駄口を叩かなかったからです。感情を安売りしなかったからです。怒りを言葉にして外に逃がすのではなく、腹に収めて、ご自身の精神を練り上げる燃料になさったのです。あなたも、それをなさるのです。言い返したいという衝動は、強大なエネルギーです。そのエネルギーを、相手にあげてしまってはいけません。もったいないことです。そのエネルギーを、ご自分のために使うのです。ありがとうございますという言葉で包み込み、ご自分の腹の底にぐっと飲み込む。すると、それは毒ではなく、薬に変わります。あなたの精神を太く、強くする、極上の栄養素に変わるのです。考えてもみてください。あなたの周りに、いつも何かに文句を言っている方はいらっしゃいませんか？政治が悪い、会社が悪い、家族が悪い。彼らの人生は、果たして好転しているでしょうか？いいえ、していないはずです。言えば言うほど、彼らの表情は険しくなり、人は離れ、運気は逃げているはずです。言葉には引力があるからです。不満を口にすれば、世界中から不満の種が集まってきます。否定を口にすれば、否定したくなるような出来事が次々と起こります。これは物理法則と同じくらい確実な心の法則なのです。逆に、私の知る限り、真に幸福で豊かな人間は、口数が少なく、そしてその言葉は常に穏やかで肯定的です。彼らは、理不尽な攻撃を受けても、柳のように受け流します。そうですか。そういう考え方もありますねと微笑んで、決して同じ土俵で戦いません。彼らが弱いからではありません。彼らは知っているのです。戦わないことこそが、最大の勝利であること。ご自身の心の波長を、低いレベルに合わせないことこそが、自分を守る唯一の方法であること。あなたが今日から実践すべきは、この波長の管理です。相手が怒鳴っているとき、相手の心は地獄の波長を出しています。そこにあなたが同調して怒鳴り返せば、あなたも地獄の住人です。ですが、そこでありがとうございますと唱え、心の平静を保てば、あなたは天国の波長を保つことができます。地獄と天国は、決して交わりません。あなたが高い波長を保ち続ければ、低い波長の相手は、あなたの前から自然と消え去るか、あるいはあなたの感化を受けて、毒気を抜かれてしまうかのどちらかです。これが徳というものです。徳のある人間とは、何か特別な能力があるわけではありません。ただ、どんな時も、ご自身の心の状態を積極的に、そして清らかに保つ意志の力を持っている人間のことなのです。さて、もう少し具体的なお話をしましょう。最も難しいのは、身近な人間との関係でしょう。他人なら無視できても、ご家族や職場の人間となると、そうはいきません。あなたはいつもそうだお前のせいでこうなったと、毎日顔を合わせる相手から言われ続けるのは辛いものです。しかし、だからこそ、そこが最高の道場なのです。例えば、奥様やご主人に小言を言われたとき、かつてのあなたなら、なんだと、君だってこの前と言い返していたでしょう。ですが、これからは違います。言われた瞬間、まずへそかに力を入れます。そして、心の中で即座に唱えるのです。私の修行の相手をしてくれて、ありがとう。そして、口では穏やかにこう言うのです。そうですか。嫌な思いをさせてしまいましたね。悪かったですね。これだけで良いのです。負けたように感じますか？いいえ。 これが勝ちなのです。あなたが言い返さず、素直に謝ったとき、相手は拍子抜けします。振り上げた拳の下ろしどころを失うのです。そして、相手の心の中に、言い過ぎたかなという良心の呵責が生まれます。もし言い返していたら、相手は私は正しい、あいつが悪いとますます燃え上がっていたでしょう。ですが、あなたが柳のように受け流したことで、相手は自分自身の怒りのエネルギーを持て余し、勝手に反省し始めるのです。これが、戦わずして勝つ、賢者の知恵です。あなたが変われば、相手も変わらざるを得ません。鏡に映った自分の顔が怒っているとき、鏡の中の顔を笑顔にしようとして鏡を叩いても無駄です。あなたご自身が笑えば、鏡の中の顔も笑います。それと同じです。あなたが反論という剣を捨て、感謝という盾を持ったとき、世界はあなたに対して武器を向けられなくなるのです。また、こんな時もあるでしょう。全くの誤解や濡れ衣を着せられたとき、私はやっていないと叫びたくなるかもしれません。もちろん、事実を淡々と説明することは必要です。ですが、感情的になって信じてくれとわめく必要はありません。真実は石のように重く、静かなものです。叫ばなくても、どっしりとそこにあるものです。あなたが、興奮せず、目をそらさず、静かな声で私はやっていません。天が見ていますからとだけ言えば、その言葉の重みは、何千語の言い訳よりも相手の心に突き刺さります。沈黙は金、雄弁は銀という言葉がありますが、真の沈黙とは、ただ黙っていることではありません。魂の確信に満ちた、重厚な静けさのことです。その静けさをまつわった人間には、誰も軽々しく手出しはできないのです。健康についても触れておきましょう。これは非常に重要なことです。あなたが言い返すとき、つまり怒りや興奮を感じているとき、あなたの脳からはノルアドレナリンなどの強いストレスホルモンが分泌されています。これは、自然界で猛獣に出会ったときに戦うための物質です。心臓を激しく動かし、血管を締め付け、血液を固まりやすくします。現代社会で猛獣に襲われることはありません。ですが、上司の一言、配偶者の一言に反応して、あなたは毎日、体の中で猛獣と戦っているのと同じ状態を作り出しているのです。これが続けばどうなるでしょうか。血管はボロボロになり、胃腸はただれ、免疫細胞は疲れ果てて、がんや脳卒中といった大病の種を自らまくことになってしまいます。言い返さないということは、この自殺行為を止めるということです。ムッとした瞬間にありがとうございます私は強いと唱えることで、脳は緊急事態ではないのだなと判断します。すると、副交感神経が優位になり、修復ホルモンが出ます。血管は広がり、血流は良くなり、内臓は活発に動くようになります。つまり、この習慣は最高の薬なのです。高価なサプリメントを飲むよりも、一回言い返すのを我慢して、心の中で笑う方が、よほどお体に良いのです。あなたは、長生きしたいでしょう。健康で、ピンピンして、人生を楽しみたいでしょう。ならば、ご自分の寿命を削ってまで、愚かな相手と言い争う価値など、どこにもないことに気づいてください。あなたの人生の時間は限られています。砂時計の砂は今この瞬間もさらさらと落ちているのです。その貴重な時間を不快な他人の分析や復讐の空想に使ってはなりません。そんないとまがありましたら空の青さを味わってください。道端の花の美しさに感動してください。愛する人と笑い合ってください。明るい心を持つこと、これだけです。ですが、この簡単なことが多くの人にはできません。なぜなら、外の出来事に反応してしまうからです。だからこそ、今日、私はあなたに具体的な技をお授けしたのです。反応しそうになったら、丹田に力を込める。そして魔法の言葉を反復する。これは訓練です。心の筋トレのようなものです。最初からうまくできる人間はいません。私も、若い頃は随分と血の気が多く、喧嘩っ早い性格でした。すぐにカッとなり、相手をやり込めなければ気が済みませんでした。ですが、その結果、 死の淵を方向迂体病を患い、人生のどん底を味わったのです。そこから這い上がる過程で、私は気づいたのです。ああ、私は自分で自分の体を痛めつけていたのだと。それからは、どんなに理不尽な目にあっても、心の中でこれは修行だ、ありがとうと唱え、にこりと笑う稽古を続けました。するとどうでしょう。病は消え、運命が明け、こうして多くの人に言葉を届けることができるようになったのです。あなたにもできます。必ずできます。あなたの中には、宇宙を創造したのと同じ、偉大な力が眠っているのですから。明日、会社に行きたくないと思われるかもしれません。嫌な上司の顔が浮かぶかもしれません。ですが、思い出してほしいのです。あなたはもう、昨日までの無防備なあなたではありません。魔法の言葉という武器を持った勇者なのです。上司が何を言おうと、同僚が何をしようと、あなたの心の平穏は誰にも奪えません。あなたは静かな湖のような心で、ただ微笑んでいればよいのです。嵐が吹き荒れるのは湖の表面だけです。深くくぐれば、そこには永遠の静寂があります。その静寂の中に、あなたの本当の居場所を作りなさい。もし、辛くてどうしようもなくなったら、空を見上げてください。そして、私の言葉を思い出しなさい。私は強い。私は力だ。私は愛だ。そう唱えれば、必ず力が湧いてきます。あなたを守る目に見えない力が、四方八方から集まってくることでしょう。さあ、恐れることはありません。人の目など気にする必要はありません。評価など気にする必要もありません。あなたが、あなたらしく、堂々と、すがすがしく生きていれば、それで良いのです。誰に何と言われようと、あなたは、この広い宇宙でたった一人の、尊い存在なのですから。今日という日は、残りの人生の最初の日です。過去のいざこざは、すべて水に流しましょう。そして、新しい、輝かしい自分として、一歩を踏み出すのです。言い返さない、争わない、ただ、感謝する、ただ、自分の強さを信じる。それだけで、世界は変わります。嘘だと思われるなら、今日一日だけでいい。試してみてください。きっと、夜眠るときに、これまでにない深い安らぎと、明日への希望を感じることができるはずです。あなたの人生に、幸をからんことを祈っております。大丈夫です。あなたは、強い。さあ、行っておいでなさい。光り輝く、あなただけの人生の舞台へ。
So, you were source energy before you came into these physical bodies. You don't remember that, and there's a reason that you don't, but you were. You were source energy before you came into these physical bodies, and now you are an extension of that source energy. So here you are, focused, just as you intended to be, focused upon the things of your time-space reality, and you are utilizing your focus to help you personally, independently, identify your preferences. Sometimes you don't really grasp that. You don't really understand how perfect it is and how important it is that you deliberately choose. So anyway, that's step one. You ask for what you want, and you can't stop asking because life just continues to serve itself up to you in ways that cause you to identify your preferences. It happens all day, every day, at all levels of your being. It's really what the evolution of all species is about. So when you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. If someone's rude, you want them to be nicer. If you're rude, you want to be nicer. If you're unhappy, you want to be happier. If something's gone wrong, you want it to go right. In other words, if you don't have enough of something you want more of it. It's a very simple equation, not hard for you to figure it out, and you're doing it all day, every day. But what you may not know is that every time, whether you speak it out loud or not, something happens like that, you are launching these vibrational preferences. And the larger part of you is aware of the preference that you have launched and becomes it, because your inner being is unconditional. Your inner being rides the rocket of your desire. When you say, I prefer something, your inner being doesn't say, well, there aren't that many of them going around. Your inner being doesn't say, well, that's risky business and it's unlikely. Your inner being doesn't say, you don't have the education for that or the money for that or the background for that. When you launch a rocket, a request, a preference, a desire, your inner being becomes a vibrational match to it immediately. And because you are an extension of that inner being who has become a match to it, now you hold the potential of splitting your energy if you don't become a match to it too. You see how it works? When you say, I want that, the source within you says, done. We're there. We've got it. We're a vibrational match to it. Because everything that manifests is first a vibrational frequency. And the source within you will give you this, can more easily match your desires because in the energy stream, it is immediate. In your manifestational world, you've got some bugs to work out of your vibrational frequency. Source doesn't have to work those bugs out because Source already believes in you. Source already knows your value. Source already knows your worthiness. Source remembers why you came and who you are. So when you launch a rocket about something that you would like more of, Source is right there in that frequency. And in fact, the only reason that any of you ever feel any slight or strong negative emotion is because Source finds the frequency, the fullness of the desire that you have launched, and when you don't, there's vibrational discord between you and Source. Does that make sense to you? If there were ever a way for you to understand that Source exists, it must be in your emotional awareness. Because if there were not someone keenly interested in you and holding a vibrational frequency about you, then you could think anything you want and you would feel no vibrational variance. That's something really to think about. When you feel negative emotion, it always means the same thing. You've got a different opinion about this than Source has about this. And that's something else we really want you to hear. Source does have an opinion about this and this and this and this. Now. Source adores you. When you're mad at yourself, you've got a split going on. There's a gap widening. Source adores the people of this planet. When you carve out a section of them and hate them, you've got a rift going on between you and Source. You will never be able to be in alignment with Source when you hold hate in your heart because of some condition that you can't control. As you get to know Source better, through your awareness of what it feels like to be in alignment, you can learn in a matter of days how Source feels about everything that is active on your planet today. You can just give it the emotional test. When you think a thought and you feel love, you can know Source is in agreement with this thought. And when you think a thought and you feel fear, you can know Source is not anything close to an agreement on this thought. So once you get clear about what this emotional guidance system is, then you can get on with what you've come to get on about. Then you can be the deliberate creator. You can be or do or have anything that you choose because you've got this backup. So step one is contrast helps you to define what you want. You do it all day, every day. And step two is Source becomes it vibrationally immediately. Wrote a whole book about that called Ask and It Is Given, and that's what it was about. That when you ask, Source becomes the vibrational equivalent of it. The energy that creates worlds. Imagine that. The energy that creates worlds. The vibrational equivalent to your desires. Keeping the light on. Keeping the vibration steady. So that anytime you get in the vicinity or away from the vicinity, you'll know where you are in relationship to it. Helps you to zero in on who you really are and what you really want. To become the fullness of all that you are. So your work really is the step 3 part of this 3-step process. Now step 4 process, but step 3 process we talked about for so many years. Ask, Source answers, and then you must find a way to become a vibrational match to what you're asking for. In other words, you can't want something and doubt it and get it. You can't want something and be mad that you don't have it and get it. You can't want something and be impatient about it. The flight attendant said, "Thank you for your patience." And Esther said, "You're confused about who." We must be talking about the previous flight because no patience happening here. You can tell by the way you feel whether you are in alignment or whether you are not. So we are eager to talk with you about anything that matters to you. We're going to help you to find some ways, if you want them, to line up easily with who you are and what you want. In some ways, some of the things that we will suggest today, you will stubbornly protest against a little bit, because it's just going to seem too simple. And some of the things that we're going to say to you and promises that we're going to make to you, you may even doubt a little bit, because they're just words that sort of kind of make sense, and maybe you feel resonance with them, but you haven't had the manifestational evidence in your life yet about it. But we know that with just a little bit of listening and a little bit of resonating and a little bit of awareness and then a little bit of focusing, that you will find manifestational evidence about everything that we talk about here today. You're going to know precisely how your thoughts become the reality that you are living, so that not only you are aware of it, but others who are observing you as well. So as we've been talking to you about launching these rockets of desires, we also wrote a book about where they go. We called it The Vortex. It's this vibrational reality. It's this vibrational reality that you cannot yet see or hear or smell or taste or touch. You can feel it emotionally. Well, that's just annoying to people. We spent a lot of time trying to talk you into getting into the vortex where everything you want is. And you were very nice to us. No one ever got up and left the room. Well, just that one guy. But you were interested about the vortex, but you began saying things like, okay, so my fortune's in the vortex, Abraham. I want it to come out of the vortex and into my bank. Because it's nice knowing that I've created realities that I can't see yet, or that others can't see, but really, how long can this go on? How long do you think you can keep me hopeful about things that aren't tangible? And we say, it was never your intention to come and live without the tangibility. You are in a time-space reality where you can measure your existence through your manifestations. We just want you to understand that if you've got a vibration going on that is keeping you from being a vibrational match to what you want, the manifestation that you want cannot come. And you wouldn't want it to. You wouldn't want it to. So then we began talking to you about, so here's all of this vibrational reality, and you're going, yeah, we accept it, get on with it. How do I get it into my reality where I can see it, where others can see it? And so we began talking about your point of attraction. For a while we called it a grid. It's your point of attraction. It's like the framework of who you are, looking for different ways to help you feel the reality of your point of attraction. Your point of attraction, where you stand. And mostly it's about how you feel right now. How do you feel right now? What's your mood? What is the mood that is swirling around you? Because your mood is the best indicator that you have to let you know what the vibrational atmosphere is that you've got going on. And your vibrational atmosphere matters because it is your point of attraction. How you feel, your mood, the thoughts you're thinking, the beliefs you hold, what's going on, the conversations you have, how you move in the world, how you feel in the world, what you're doing now. Right now, you have a relationship with your vortex. Right now, you have a relationship with your vibrational reality. And the question that we want you to ask yourself is the relationship that you have with something that's in your vibrational reality, in your vortex, is the relationship you have one of holding it away? And you can tell by the way you feel whether you are holding it away or whether you are allowing it in. You can also tell by whether it's coming in or not. We're not asking you to just hold yourself in this emotional state of being and just take our word for it. What we're saying to you is take our word for it, hold yourself in the emotional state of being, and watch the evidence move from your vibrational reality into your reality. Until before long, you will have such confidence in your ability to manifest anything that you desire, because you will have discovered what kinds of things you've been doing that have been preventing the things that you want from coming easily. And we can tell you in a very succinct, nutshell kind of a sentence what it mostly is. Your observation of the conditions that exist now are the reason that you keep repeating a pattern that holds away the things you want. It really is that simple. You got to change the way you look at things. You got to reorient yourself. You've got to become more vibrational interfacing. You have to trust the way you feel. You have to accept that you have guidance. You have to accept that your guidance is always leading you toward what you want. And you have to be aware of when you're moving toward what you want and when you're not moving toward what you want. And you have to accept that the emotions that you hold are the indicator of whether you're moving closer or further. You can just tell. You'll get so good at this that you'll be in the middle of a conversation and you'll stop talking right in the middle of it because you'll realize that you're moving away from what you want rather than toward what you want. So often in your quest to make someone else understand what you mean, who's in a different vibrational frequency and is not hearing what you mean. In your attempt to get them to hear what you mean, you are responding to the condition of them not hearing. So you are basing what you are saying based upon what they are not hearing, and then you join them in their frequency rather than maintaining yours, and then instead of them hearing what you mean, you hear what they mean, and nothing changes. Oh, you got that, didn't you? So, let's just start talking about some stuff that's important to you, and let's make everything that we said just now more tangible for you. We want you to feel your thoughts becoming manifested. We want you to feel the movement of the vibration into awareness, into emotion, and then into see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, touch it, tangible, manifested stuff, just like you intended. You're not here just to accumulate stuff, but you are here as a masterful creator. You're here to mold the energy. And how your life is playing out is evidence of how you're doing. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. Take it easy. Be easier about everything. Be more playful. Have more fun. Sleep more. Do more things that feel good. Pamper yourself more. Do things that are more feeling in nature. Get out there where the gardens smell good and look at the ocean that looks good. Do more things that just make it easy for you to feel good in the moment. Make a decision that just for a little while, you're going to take the struggle out of your experience because it isn't working out. And watch what a new decision about ease and alignment and general will bring for you. We speak this to you easily and wholeheartedly and with complete confidence in the wonderful things that are coming to you because we've seen your vortex. We know what you've created. And we can feel the shift in you. And so we know that obvious, measurable improvement is right on your doorstep. And we will revel with you in every realization that you have about it. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain in your vortex. Complicating things, or in another way of saying it is focusing on it until there are more specifics that are gathered, is the most wonderful thing unless there's a wobble in it. In other words, that's what clarity is. Because at a very soft level of attraction, it feels like satisfaction and contentment. There's no wobble. But when momentum is allowed without the wobble, clarity adds much more detail. And it is so delicious. Fast-moving energy and ideas without a wobble, that's just dynamic and exhilarating. It really is what you want. You just don't want that thing going on where you want it, but with the big wobble in it, you see. So I just want to make sure that you understand that we are not trying to talk you out of details. We are never trying to talk you out of momentum. We're just wanting to guide you so that you are centered and stable before you begin the momentum. There are 3 steps to this creative process. Step 1 is you sift and sort and evaluate and conclude and prefer, and you've been doing it from the moment that you got into this physical body and before. So you have done the step 1 asking part already. And Source has done the clarifying, the adding to, the holding the focus of, the knowing, the allowing, the being. In other words, when you ask, it has been vibrationally given. That's that vortex that we've been talking to you about, this vibrational reality. It exists in a vibrational reality. Therefore, now you can find the emotional, non-restricted, non-resisted, non-cluttered, non-scattered vibrational place, and then the path will unfold. And of course, it will pick up momentum. Everything picks up momentum. We might as well just say that. Nothing is going to stand still. Everything is gathering momentum. You've just got to decide if what's central in you right here and now is a good feeling thing that's gathering momentum, or whether it's not a good feeling thing that's gathering momentum. The opportunity, the probability, the certainty of it is never-endingly unfolding. There are constantly 30 or 40 or 50 viable avenues in your immediate vicinity that could be absolutely accurately called on your path factors that most humans are, for the most part, oblivious to, because they've got a frequency going on that keeps them from realizing it, even though it's right there. That's why it's only this vibrational shift in you that is necessary. Jerry used to talk about turning thoughts to things. And you got to be wondering about this. You've got to be wondering, since you're in these physical bodies, and oh, it's nice to hear Abraham. Abraham is so confident in what they know about the laws of the universe. But you got to be wondering, so if I'm offering all of these thoughts and I've created this vibrational reality, Abraham, it's nice to know that there's money in my vortex, but I'd like to get the money out of the vortex and into the bank. And so show me how to turn this vibration into something that's tangible. And we say, you got to do it vibrationally, and then you will be the realizer of it into what is tangible. It's about you rendezvousing. It's like you sensing the path, you feeling the path, you knowing the path, you being able to see it. It's all around you. You're just not seeing it sometimes because you're on a different frequency. Here's the thing. If you are really centered in who you are, if you are really feeling good, there's no such thing as too many opportunities, because you're so in the flow. As they come, it's like having a whole lot of dance partners whom you are up to speed with. It's like watching the perfection of a magnificent basketball team, Spurs. Esther's slightly addicted. And seeing their heads up awareness of one another, their intuitive sensing of where they are in relationship to everything else, and not wanting to just stand there alone, but embracing the idea of all of those moving parts for which they are ready for, you see. Ooh. When you're not ready, you don't want anybody throwing you the ball. Don't throw me the ball, it could hit me in the face. Don't throw it to me, don't throw it to me fast, don't throw it to me ever. Don't throw it to me. Throw it to somebody else. I'm not ready yet. But when you are up to speed, when you are ready, then you want to do that dance, you see. There is no such thing as too many moving parts when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Because you have the foresight, you have the understanding, you have the broader perspective. You can be in the right place at the right time. So that feeling is always a feeling that comes when there is wobble in your vibration. Because when there's wobble, you're out of balance. When you're out of balance, you don't want many moving parts. We would like to use an emotional word like confidence, security, knowing, a sort of definiteness of purpose. I feel sure about this. I feel sure about this. What happens is, at first, you're not so sure. And most humans are looking for conditions to validate them. They're looking for conditions to help them be more sure. Well, that's a wobbly platform. Instead of looking for conditions that therefore sort of fire you up, like motivate you into positive expectation, what you're really wanting is to tap in to that core knowing of your value and your power. And once you practice that a little bit, the conditions will reveal themselves to you, or better said, you will realize them, and then you will begin even more trusting yourself. You can't get it wrong, and you'll never get it done. But these words don't sound so good if you're standing in that tentative place. So that's why we've been saying to you for a while, Wake up in the morning and say to yourself first thing, this is a new day and I get to choose how I feel. First day or two of that, Esther didn't make it till breakfast until she was wobbling on one thing or another. But once being wobble free became her dominant intention, she learned that she could change any subject that started to wobble so fast that she would stop the wobble. And as she began stopping the wobble, 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 there was enough in her vortex to begin calling her. And once that began moving, then she began trusting, you see. So, do you accept that you are vibrational beings? Does it make sense to you that the thoughts that you think are vibrationally active? And is it logical that you could think a thought and then contradict it right on its heels? I want it but. And so, does it make sense to you that if you are not doing the contradictory part, not introducing that wobble into the equation, is it logical to you that law of attraction will take your clear thought into more definition, into more detail, into more exhilaration, into more clear ideas? You see, at first, the manifestation is an emotional one. But right behind that come streams of thoughts, really good ideas. Really good ideas. And as those ideas begin to flow, and you just go with those ideas, then what happens is manifestations begin to happen around you. It feels like, and it is exactly like, you are allowing what you put into the vortex to move from the vortex into your reality. And it's so much fun when you get to be in on every piece of it as it moves in. Now, we're out here a little bit, but if there's ever a crowd that can hear us, it's you. We mean that. We're out here on the leading edge together. So, if you can stand in your now, finding this emotional place, and not needing to shore it up with details, just feeling the pureness of the emotion of it. No need to explain how you got here. No impulse to talk about that. So those conditions can just be left out of the equation, yeah? No need to explain how you got here. Oh, feel the refreshment of that. Don't have to explain it, justify it, defend it, describe it, or make anybody else get it. Just let that go. So you're just standing here. Oh, and there's another piece. No dog in the fight about the outcome. No needing to define where you're going next. So in the never mind how you got here and never mind, no investment in the outcome. Now, no investment in the outcome. If there's no investment in the outcome, you're not going to introduce contradiction to it. So you already did step one. You already put it there. Source is already fully involved in the outcome and has orchestrated circumstances and events and rendezvous beyond our ability to describe it vibrationally in a way that Esther can get it verbally. In other words, we just cannot tell you how much has already been orchestrated on your behalf about the things that you want. No investment in that outcome, not your job. Step two has never been your job. Your job, right here, right now, just feeling the love. Right here, right now. Never mind how you got here. Never mind how it's going to unfold. Just this feeling that the path is coming to you. The path is coming to you. The path is coming to you. And before you're aware of it, there's nothing for you to do. Ooh, that's the big piece. You don't need to call somebody. You don't need to write something down. You don't need to goose it up. You don't need to motivate yourself. Until the path is blatantly obvious, there's nothing for you to do. Nothing for you to do. And we promise you, you won't be bored because the path will unfold and you'll know. It won't be should I or shouldn't it. It'll be I'm going, I'm doing, I'm in, I am in. Someone will say to you, where are you going? I don't know. Why are you so excited? I don't know that either. Well, how do you explain how bright you look? I can't explain that either. I've just found this sweet spot. I found this sweet spot where I'm not invested in how I got here and I'm not invested in where I'm going because that is dynamically already orchestrated. I'm just here in an utter state of allowing. Ah, you get that. You get that. And in that state of being, oh, the path shows up. Ooh, you feel so brilliant. You just feel so brilliant. First you feel blessed, oh man, and then you feel brilliant, and then you feel inspired, and then you feel happy. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. You get in that state, you have no idea what you mean by moving parts. So many moving parts, orchestrated by the universe. So much already happening on your behalf. It's time for you to accept the perfection of who you are and what you've put into your vortex, and to stand in this place of allowing the path to show itself to you, and until it does, don't move. I'm waiting for the compelling path to sweep beneath my feet and light up in a way that every fiber of my being feels the rightness of this path. But before that happens, you got to chill out. You got to find the feeling of love more often. You got to be less conditional. Everything is right on track for you. You see, our attention is upon you feeling so good on your path right here, right now. Because your life is always going to be on your path right here, right now. You're never going to be over there where you think you want to be, because your path is constantly unfolding. So when you make peace with the rightness of where you are, and your life is about, have I prepared the vibrational atmosphere so that I have the clarity to experience the realization, then, oh, the people who flow into your world, the conversations that you have, the leading edge going into the new place again, another new place and another new place. And here you are, and you are right up to speed with everything that we're talking about, because you prepared the vibrational atmosphere. And when the path unfolded beneath your feet, you felt the resonance of it. You did. We saw you do that. This is a really good time for a segment of refreshment.